when I was asked to come and speak, I just want you to know, I'm just so community-minded. I love what's going on in Milton-Freewater. I'm excited, as you can tell. And so when I was invited, I'm like, yeah, hey, I'll show up. I told Randy, I'll show up anyway. I told Dr. Clark, hey, if you need me to talk to somebody, I'll show up. Because it is one of the single greatest things you can do for this community. Not just kids, not just teachers, although they are a direct benefit, but it will benefit your whole community. One of the things we want to do is spend our time answering questions as well. So I could stand up here and talk to you about whatever or however long. I'd be super excited for you.
If you have questions, just pepper us with them. That's the easiest way to get some information. There's too much to share in another 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
What are the certain things you guys want to know that, and we're happy to come back. Is there something you just really want to know as you drive by, look at our schools, or anything? I'd be happy to, I'm an open book to ask and done as well.
Yeah.
I have a question. We talked about senior citizens being such a big group. What did you guys specifically do to target those people who are most unlikely to want to know the increase in taxes?
I'll take that one. Has anybody pulled your 2010 census data? So if you have it, you need it. Because you need to know what your community is comprised of, your age and income and all that data, right? And even though it's 6 years old, it's what you have. You can also go on the Port of Walla Walla's webpage, and I believe they may actually have Milton-Freewater's data through their website.
Realistically, there's our register right up there. That's so, and that is a pretty decent snapshot of the demographics, the age demographics of our community. So up top, the top federal, yeah.
So the thing we had to figure out, first of all, was, so we had a lot of things working against us. We're like 63% free and reduced lunch. So our families and our schools are poor. And so we have to think about that, but we're still paying taxes, right? And then we have a huge retirement community. And then what else is in College Place? We have a huge Adventist community. And they have their own school system, right? And just because I had a pastor from the University Church on our board was not a lockstep. He also sat on their board.
So, Lori, a couple of key things. So, again, you have to have, I'll give you one example. So, Walt Meskey, you have to go find those people who are credible in that demographic. Because your demographic, Dr. Clark mirrors out, right? Who's going to vote? You can guarantee that they're going to vote every time, right? They're voting over 81% of the time. If you don't get these people to vote yes, because they're more apt to vote than the families who are going to use it. Just, I mean, the data is the data. Your data is exactly like ours. So you got to go find people that are credible within that demographic. Again, so for example, Walt Meskey, right? If you drive by Walla Walla University, Meskey Hall. So you get Walt out there, and he's holding the signs. He's showing up talking to people. We also went into the ag place and found some folks. So when we met there at the Valley Chapel School, guess who spoke? Right? We had people in each of those demographics that were pillars, that were people that were believable, and let them tell their story. We didn't even give them anything to talk about. They supported it. We said, hey, go for it, because the vocabulary you use and the people you connect with, that's what's important. So that's how we targeted that. And what happens is, I don't know enough, but if you get enough people in those segments, they do, and they're the believable ones. And so that was a large strategy.
And one more thing to the older demographic is that they're still old school, right? Old school, okay? Well, so am I. I haven't been on Facebook ever. 2012, I joined Facebook. Told my kids, you'll never find me on Facebook. And eat those words. But we used the system that we had used a lot for our levy called Labels and Lists. It's a company. They'll pull your data for your school district, for your voters. You can get whatever public information that is out there off of their registered voter. A lot of times, their phone number, their address and stuff. We did direct mailers that the district could pay for that was factual. It couldn't promote the bond, but it could provide the facts. That was a customary thing. We do that every year in 2 newsletters, and as long as it was part of our newsletter, we could provide that, and the school district in our state is allowed to pay for that. Then we got on the phones, and I mean, we spent nights on the phone. And we called everybody we could get through to, every phone number we had access to. And you know what? Just have some thick skin. Not everybody loves your project. And just move on. Don't take offense at it. And remember, not all no votes. Sometimes they don't all stay no. So don't disenfranchise your no voters because you don't know why they're no. We have some folks that wrote some really honest letters to us that I just can't afford it. I live on $900 a month. And I can appreciate that, right? And so you just have to use your words really careful. That's why the 3 of us, Tim and Troy and I, we locked up our communication thing tight. Nobody else was allowed to talk to the newspaper. Nobody else, our Facebook page was only 3 administrators. And whenever somebody caught one of us, whatever, it was the same message. You have to control your message.
Consistency, critical.
So
You can't have somebody saying one thing and somebody saying something else.